All right. Good morning. Hello, Goblin Bob. Hope you're doing well. We are on YouTube and Twitch. We are live. Hope everyone is doing well. And today we're going to do the prep work, or this morning we're going to do the prep work so that we can complete the green and blue lion tonight. So, looking forward to that. Little update on what happened last night before the show. Last night, I had found a good deal for a perfect grade, had checked the company and everything, and turned out it was someone who changed like a word on the URL just a little bit, and it turned out to be a scam one. So I'm waiting to hopefully get my money back on that. But yeah, so that was a little downer because I was really hoping that we'd be able to do a perfect grade. But sadly, now I have to wait for that to get refunded so I can budget for next month, which is only a few days away. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to get yet. I have a wish list that kind of keeps me knowing what I kind of want. And then it's finding the right site that I now trust. No more trying to explore and see what I can find outside of the ones that I've been to or most recommended. Oh, you can leave that little green or no white spot. What perfect grade was it? It was the 007 swords. So it was a little bit older of a kit, but it was a price that I couldn't or I couldn't resist. Oh boy. What, you wouldn't kiss Yoshi? Yoshi is very kissable. So yeah, that's all that's really going on with me. Still kind of figuring out how I'm going to run these streams. I had planned on making it where it's always prep work and then the build either that night or the next day, depending on the schedule. But it's kind of hard to stay in that and make it make the streams last as long as they do. So I don't know. It's gonna be a work in progress. But the streams went well yesterday. Some decent showings, so that's good. Gained a sub on uh, on Twitch organically, so that was nice. Not someone from YouTube, just a Twitch person that found me on the search and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna check out the stream." So then we stayed for a little bit, but it was something, and they subbed, so that's all I can ask for. At the top of the screen, there is a link. It takes you to a, a page that has all of my links. It has this channel's link, it has my Instagram, and it has my Twitch. Those ones are done good. Yes, I have a beard dragon. It's actually the one that's in the intro, which is cool. Yoshi, I've had him for almost 3 years now. He was very happy yesterday because I let him roam for like 6 hours yesterday, and he spent a long time up on like I have two bay windows, and he was just sitting there catching the sun, looking out. And I would let him outside. I would take him outside with me, but anytime I do, he just sits there and does nothing. I think he gets overwhelmed or scared. So He's an indoor dragon. He will always be an indoor dragon. But he's my... Oh, you have a crested gecko. Awesome. Reptiles are fun. Everyone's like, oh, it's just reptile. They don't have personalities. They very much so have personalities. So, yeah, they're a little bit of work, but it's worth it. And Yoshi will actually cuddle, which you wouldn't expect from a bearded dragon, but he does. So if you weren't here yesterday, I was kind of explaining my new way of cutting and sanding because I'm hating getting white spots on my models. So what I'm doing now, since I have these nifty razor tools that really knock down things and don't leave a mark for the most part, when I cut, I am leaving just a little bit of nub so that it doesn't stress the plastic. And then after that, I go through with my razor. I would use the bigger one, but I dropped that and it broke. See? Smashy, smashy. So I have a new one coming Thursday, thankfully. I budgeted that before I did my stupid purchase. And with that, I can pretty much sand anything really fast, which will be good for all this prep work all the time. So as you can see, it's almost down. Just gotta do a little bit more. And voila. There's a little bit of a darkened spot, but that darkened spot's better than a white spot, at least in my opinion. With this razor, you just go back and forth. You don't want to go side to side. After you go one back and forth direction, you don't really want to change it up because that will kind of scratch the plastic more. Just gotta get this done. Let's get this done. It's kind of a weird piece that the nub is kind of on a rounded angular. So trying to get it flat is a little more difficult. Nice. Yeah, those came fast. Is that from that site I recommended? Or did you get them on a different site like eBay or another shop? And my other question is, if you did get it from Dspiae or whatever however it's called, did you get the holographic water slides? Because those are very nice. All right, that is smooth. And that one really didn't leave a mark. We got a little bit top one here. Smooth out this ball joint. Good enough. Okay. That's still clean enough. Cutting out these white ones are always so easy because you don't really, as long as it's flush, you don't have to worry about the white spot because it's a white piece. Okay. Amazon works. You are free to go wherever you want. I just wanted to recommend the pieces, and if you had the budget, get those awesome water slides. But you have your budget and also Amazon works because you got it super fast, so you can start your build right away. I forget. I don't think Amazon had them when I bought them. I had to do eBay, and the Freedom sat there waiting for a little bit, like 3 weeks. Yeah, I got them for the Freedom and Justice right away because I had the Justice also, and the Justice is pretty much it's gonna end up probably being in a box for a kit bash because it is pretty much ruined by the by some of the like stuff I was trying on it. I tried to hand paint the yellow into gold and it just didn't turn out, and I kept trying to put layer after layer, and I should have stopped while I was ahead and sanded it down. And now, because I did it so much, it is brittle, and part of it even broke off in a few areas. So, yeah. And I wasn't exactly thrilled with how my panel lining went. I did a little bit of a different thing. I had used actually a gold for the Justice panel lining, which turned out actually kind of cool. But like the backpack, I screwed up. And I didn't use the gold, and it just. I think I wanted to try out the Tamiya panel liner, and it just didn't turn out as I had hoped. I think for the next one, I'm going to try um, the Gundam pouring ink markers, not the regular panel line markers, but they have pouring ink ones that kind of mimic the Tamiya panel line, but they're also not as corrosive. Yeah. And then the only other ones I would recommend, I guessed, I think. No, okay, that was just my other device I have on for the chat because I want to be able to see the Twitch chat and YouTube chat at the same time. And I fixed the audio issue I had last time, so pretty happy about that. Let's see, that's good. That's good. Looks good to me. I think these are already pretty much cut out, didn't I? Yeah, those are cut out. The only other one I know you really need metal parts for, that at least I've built, is the rail grade full armor unicorn, which I wouldn't recommend anyways. It was probably my most stressful build. I don't even think I completed it because it gave me so much anxiety that I'm doing these models to reduce my anxiety and get out of my head, and that wasn't happening with that build. So I put a stop to it. I may go back to it eventually. And I had broken it's the body to like shoulder armor connection. You know, that like 3-piece connection that's in there. Well, it's actually a 2-piece connection, but it connects the body where it allows the arm to kind of swivel out a little bit, and it provides the actual peg for it. And it just turned out awful. or it did turn out awful. It was a weak piece that Bandai has known about and hasn't fixed. And instead, you have to buy these aftermarket parts. And the eBay person I bought it from, you kind of have to watch out because some of them aren't as good. And this one was clearly like used a weaker material. It still is sturdier than the plastic, but it wasn't as metal as I would have liked. Like I'm sure yours from Amazon will come back great, but the ones I got were just blah. I really left quite the nub on there. Oh well. But I forget there. I think there's like a Wikipedia or something that if you enter I think if you Google just like Master Grid Freedom 2.0, like halfway down will be like a Wikipedia for the gunpla, and it will bring up it will have your specific model, and it'll have recommendations like use this or watch out for these parts. Easy to break, and then you can look and see if there's metal parts for it. Because if there's metal parts, it's usually because it breaks easily. Also, one kit to avoid is the real grade Sazabi or not Sazabi. The Sazabi was a nice build. Is the Sinanju. The Sinanju apparently is just a big hand grenade that breaks. Like it just falls apart. The inner frame is too weak for how big it is, and it just falls apart. So there's that. But we'll see how far we get with this stream and how much of this prep work we get done. So far, we're doing pretty good. We're on track to finish this in like an hour and 15 minutes. Uh, Other than that, I don't know. I don't have much to say about the gun. My first gunpla was a real grade 00 riser. Probably not the best one to take as your first one, at least in my opinion, because it turned into basically a test piece for different methods I wanted to learn, which is all right. And now I can pretty much use whatever I can for any type of kit bash. And Gundam Breaker 4 comes out Thursday, so 2 more days. And let's see. All right. Got the 3 nubs we got to stand out. And at 6:30 we'll be Central Time. We will be going live again to build the Green Lion and the Blue Lion. And then all we'll have left is the Yellow Lion and to form Voltron. So that'll be cool. And tomorrow we have off, so Voltron will be built not Thursday, because Thursday will be the prep work, but that Friday. Why is there like a nub mark there? A little mistake in the plastic, huh? I don't like that. Come on, go down. There we go. Pretty much fixed. And then after that, I'm debating which one I'm going to do. I have two that I can decide from. One's going to be my side project. The other will be uh will be the stream one. Both I think will take about the same amount of time. Uh, Currently, the one I have planned is Kyle Ren, which was in the same series as Albane that we just did prior to this. Otherwise, I have the Master Grade Sininju Stein narrative or Vercon narrative. I know that was a lot to say. It is a it is I think the most recent Master Grade by Bandai. It came out in June. It is kind of a gray build. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do a poll to see which one people would like to see me do. Any opinion in chat now? I think only good. I don't know if Goblin Bob is here to still or not, but otherwise I may do a poll. Make the poll for like a day or two. Probably like 12, 24 hours. I don't know. And see what people decide. I do have water slides coming with it, so it will have nice water slides for it. Because the Bandai ones always suck. I've experienced that personally, and so I will always recommend a third-party water slide. Usually Delepi. The only time I haven't recommended a third-party one is I'm currently finishing Thunderbolt by In Era Plus, and their water slides are probably some of the best or the easiest I've had come off the paper. Like I was surprised how good they were. And I'm still putting on the water slides. I have to do it kind of slowly because I get my patience only lasts so long. So we'll see. All right, that's good. That's good. That's all of them. XPs. Peg. That's not. So cut that down a little bit. And let's see. Any others? There's that which I've already cut down quite a bit. I don't think I meant to, but I did. So let's get sanding. I know it's kind of the prep work streams are kind of boring. It's more meant for me to talk with the chat. I think that's going to work good some days more than others, but that is all right. So yeah, because of the whole scam thing, be careful which toy arena you go to. If it's Toy Arena Shop, you're at the scam one. If you're at toyarena.com, you're at the right one. And they look fairly similar too, which doesn't help. So that is, I recommend just typing in the full URL and like asking if it's legit in Google and not just like part of the name, like Toy Arena. because that screwed me up. Let's see, this is how it has to button up. We are really burning through this prep work, which is awesome. We're at 26 minutes and we only got 2 more really pieces to cut out because these have all this big cutout flesh, which I don't know if I should have done because you see the sides, but oh well. Come on. I've noticed a lot of the streamers that do builds wear disposable plastic gloves. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because they don't want like the oil from the fingers on their model, or they just don't want to show their fingers. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out once. Maybe I'll ask one of the streamers that does it when I'm in their stream. Also, another thing, always make sure your blades are clean when you cut, because if there's something in them, it could possibly cause your single-bladed nippers to break. Partially why I don't mind having the nubs fly off, because one, I sweep the floor every time when I'm done, and two, it makes sure that I get the part fully, or I get the nub off the tool and off the piece. I'm also keeping all of the runners that I cut out. I have it all in the Star Defender box because there are uses to them. You can, like when a part breaks, you can cut off part of the runner to hopefully fit the broken part. Like mainly if you cut off a nub or a peg breaks in it, you can drill it out with a hand drill and then try to recreate that nub and then attach it both to cut a little or drill a little hole into both the piece and the part, and then insert it and put it in the cement. And a lot of times that will fix it. So that was good. Let me know if the blowing when I'm on the mic is annoying. It comes out bad because I have to do it to kind of get the dust off, but I also don't want it to be noisy for you guys, so I can always mute if I have to do that. There we go. There we go. Make sure that's all of them. Yep. Last piece for the green lion. And we're at 29 minutes, so we're close. The blue lion will probably take a little longer, so this might be a stream that's closer to the hour 15 mark, but that's fine. There we go. Let's see. Okay. A little bit more. That's probably more than I wanted to cut off, but oh well. So, and I gotta change the Amazon wish list because I made one specifically for the show, which just has Gunpla in like I have paints on there now because I'm going to be doing some custom paint jobs. So I have some spray paints on there. So that is, I don't expect people to buy from that list. It's more what I would like, ones that I would like to get for the show. I can kind of plan it out a little bit. Even if I don't buy from that, Amazon, I know at least which ones I'm interested in. Because sometimes I tend to forget certain ones and I'm like, oh, I would have gotten that type thing. All right, we're going to clean off the razor, which if you've never seen this done before, all we do is we take some blue painter's tape. You can use masking tape or painter's tape. I can even use Scotch tape. So that one might be a kind of more of a pain. Basically, all you do is not a piece, but you just lay it on it, press down to really give it a seal on the whole thing. Once you do that, you just take it off, pull it off, and your file's nice and clean. And look at all the green dust you got off it that was gonna probably eventually clog it up and make your shaving it down a little bit less or a little bit more inconsistent. Just checking these, make sure I did snip everything off on these. I did. Okay. Because these ones I didn't. So a little bit more work. All right, that's a pig. So we just cut that all the way down. Clean this one up a little bit and take it partially down. That was good. And I can't really do much on this one. Maybe just get rid of a little bit of the work. All right. So the green one was the other arm, and this blue one will be the first leg. Can't remember. I think it's the right leg. At least that's what I want to say. And then all we'll have left is the yellow leg line. And cutting out the Voltron sword. That iconic sword. And then we'll be done. I don't even need to prime this one because there's really not many stickers. And so I don't think I'm going to prime over it. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't see much point in doing so. It's not like did a custom paint job or water slides or anything like that. There you go. That's everything on that one. And what else? Yep, we're still alive. Just checking. Nice and smooth. Let's see if I can get that down without having to sand it, but I think I'm going to have to sand it. Nope, I got it. Excellent. And then this top one, nice and smooth. All right, and this is the one I already did. Yeah. Did I do the red one already? I did. All right. Oh, it's because this belongs down here. Or not that. This belongs down here. Which location is that supposed to be on? It's on the first one. It's with this stuff. All right. Now we're good. And let's see. The blue one is, in fact, the right leg. Now we know. All right. Ah. There we go. Always keep your blade clean when you cut, like I said slightly earlier. So with single blade, I'm trying to keep this as much as you can see. You want the non-bladed side to be against the piece. You want your blade to be flush with the surface, and then it just cuts. You basically want the one to move and not both, because you want a slicing, not a pinching motion. So let's do that again, and clean cut. Fairly simple. You can't always do it, but for the most part you can. I keep forgetting this is white, and I just cut it all the way down. There we go. Back to some more colored pieces. Get as close as possible and cut that. Yeah, I wish I would have cut that a little bit more down. Let's see if we can. That left a white mark. Got a little too confident, or no, I wouldn't say confident. A little bit took the risk and it failed. There we go. All right, now let's sand these down. Let's see, any other news? Baseball season's getting closer to the playoffs. Things are more desperate. My Brewers lost against Oakland on Sunday, so they didn't sweep. Wish they would have. And the Cubs won yesterday 18-8. And so they, I think, are back in second. It's either them or St. Louis. But the Brewers have the biggest lead in out of all of baseball for their division. So unless something happens where they totally collapse and pull like all White Sox record that they have now, like a 13-game losing streak, the Brewers are pretty much guaranteed their spot. And now it's just seeing if they can pass the Dodgers and or the Phillies to get that bye week, which would be awesome. And that's my baseball talk for today. In other news, I'm still watching Double O Gundam. I think I'm almost through the first season. It's a very good show. And I think this time I'm picking up more of the story compared to last time. And actually building these models gives me more of an appreciation for the Gundams alone. Like being like, oh yeah, I forgot about that weapon, or you see the different poses or stances they take or how they move a little bit more. It works for your posing. Because I actually have all the sets minus Exia. I went with a double O. Actually, I went with a Quant for the Master Grade. I went with the Quant Full Saber Master Grade. And that turned out so-so. The reason I didn't go with Exia is because I think my first perfect grade is gonna probably be Exia. It's on the cheaper side, and it's got LEDs that you can buy that look really cool. And it's not a unicorn, because I'm the unicorn stresses me out. I'm worried about that build. I'll eventually get one of them. I would love to save up and get the perfect ability, but that's like $450, which is insane. But it looks amazing. Otherwise, there's also for 300 the regular original Gundam Unleashed, I think they call it Unleashed or something. It's something like that, and it is, from what I understand, probably the best build to date for Bandai. It's the most like intricate, and it's kind of like the Sky Defender where you're building up on each other. Like you're building the part of the frame, and then you build more of the frame, and then you start putting on the armor for like 2 steps till it's complete, and you end up with a masterpiece that apparently articulates very well as well. See, I try to get as close to the plastic as possible, or to the actual piece. I want to leave a little bit hanging, just enough where it doesn't stress out the actual piece, but not so much that I have to sand for 20 minutes one piece. That's what we're doing. How are we doing on time? We're a little behind, but that's all right. It'll just be a slightly longer stream. And actually, we're getting through the pieces pretty fast. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Those I don't really have to sand. 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. Oh, and these I don't know. We'll think about it. Those might be last minute. I'll probably leave the nubs on them and then decide during the build how much time we have left. Well, it depends on the time of this prep work as well. Or I could do it offline too if I really want. Because for a while I was actually doing the prep work offline because I was like, it's boring. No one wants to see it. But then my short streams were rather short, and I was like, you know what? I'll just do the prep work and talk to the chat as much as possible. Sadly, there isn't much chat today, so it's more of a monologue. Let's see, I could talk about Gundam Breaker 4 a little bit, some different aspects. So what it is technically like you're taking your Gunpla, like these. Gunpla is a Gundam plastic figure, not Voltron, but like the actual from the Gundam various series, different anime series that are under the Gundam umbrella. And they have pretty much every kit in the game. And you take those and you do missions with them, whether online or single player by yourself. Because online you can team up. I don't know if it's just co-op missions or if it's any mission. You could team up with 2 other people and fight different things. But during the fights, oh, it's not that. Let's see if I can't get that where we want. There we go. My apologies. What will happen is as you're fighting it and using kind of combos and stuff like that, you will knock pieces off of it. It's one of those two. You'll knock pieces off and collect those, and they will add to your collection of gunpla pieces to where you can build various, like you might collect, like, I don't know, let's see, the Gundam head, the regular original Gundam head, or you might, collect, the Epion arm, something like that. And what you'll do is you can either, kit bash them, where, you make your own unique creation, or you can just create the actual kit. And with that, the customization is pretty awesome as well, because you can make your own paint job on them. And that really excites me because I'm not much of a, I don't have much art skill. So to be able to see the various Gundam kits, granted you have to like try and get the pieces. And I don't know exactly how you'll get all the pieces. I'm sure some of them are like mission rewards, stuff like that. But get all the pieces and build them, and then you can make your custom paint job. And for me, I can go off that and use that to on the basis of doing custom color jobs on a kit that I want to do. Like right now, I'm planning on customizing heavy arms. And so one of the things I'm probably going to get is the dual Gatling guns on each arm, like the ones where there's two on the sides of the arms for both arms. Because he doesn't come like that. He just comes with like a regular handheld one. And I think it would be cool to have those instead, and to do a custom paint job to really make it stand out. And I'm going, because I don't have airbrush or any experience with airbrush, I'm going to try and do a spray paint job. Don't know how it'll turn out because I'm not that skilled with spray painting either. I'm just going to do light coats at first and build up from there and see how it goes. And with that, it's going to be its own challenge, because you can't just like paint it off the runners, and you can't really paint after it's assembled, at least not decently. So you got to cut out all the pieces like this, but then and sand them down, then paint it, prime and paint it, and then you put it together, hoping that you don't have any pieces that don't fit like they should, and you have to sand down. You really hope you don't have to do that, because that kind of ruins the paint job. But I would just have to go back and paint that one piece and then put it on after I sand it down to where it fits. But then it's also figuring out where each piece goes. So like I'm gonna have to have quite a few bags. Or I might just have a bag for the arm pieces, a bag for the various steps. And then just paint them the colors that, like, the white turns into painted black instead of white. And I don't know if I'm just gonna keep all the same color pieces together. I'll probably do like, I could do runners, like all these are in the same runner, or I could do like they're all in the same body part, or step line. Not necessarily like, oh, step one of, that would be insane, the amount of baggies I would need. Well, I think some people do that. They have like big containers that hold all the pieces and they do all the different steps. I do not. I will probably use Ziploc bags. So I do have some containers from the board game days that might work. I don't know. We'll see. Like straight off the bat, I'm gonna have to figure out, because they're all gonna get primed the same color, most likely. Maybe white and gray, but for the most part it'll be white. And going from there, having to know what pieces get painted what colors. And then some of them will have to go through steps. And there's going to be taping and everything because, like, for the heavy arms, for example, in the chest, it's got like 3 lines going through it that will be a different color. So that bottom coat will be the color of those lines. And then I got to tape off the lines and paint up the rest of the color. So that's how that will go. 8 minutes to an hour, so yeah, we're gonna be close. We'll get it all done. I'm not a big fan of the tails for these. They tend to fall off at the middle junction because it is pretty weak. Like they go like this. Yeah, that one snaps in, which is nice. The black lines did not really snap in. So this one snapping in, I'm actually pretty confident about that one. The black line, I think I'm just going to keep his tail in. That way preventing any falling off. And truthfully, they're not going to really be in line form once I'm done because I'm gonna have it be Voltron when I have it on display. And even in the box, it will be in Voltron form. Because I have rather limited shelf space. And so it's kind of like almost like a top 10. Let's see. I think I have like 10 on there. So yeah, it's pretty much a top 10. Because I have, let's see, I have the real grade High New, real grade Slazabi, Master Grade Dynames, Master Grade Virtue, Master Grade Freedom 2.0, Sky Defender, By Key, and Al Ben. So I'm at 8. Currently, it's a top 8, but it can be more. I have a whole nother wall shelf that is installed that currently just doesn't have any on it. That I was going to put all the Gundam Wing ones on there, but I don't know if they're worthy to display, if that makes sense. If they make the cut or not. Now I haven't even got Shenlong yet because I was kind of hoping to get Altron for for him for Wu Fei, but they want so much for Ultron that I just don't think I'm just gonna get the Shenlong. They're older kits, so they got older technology, and it's not as fun to build. It looks cheaper than other master grades. It looks cheaper than real grades, and like it's smaller than the Sazabi and Hainu real grades. So that goes to show. Got one more here. Goes to show the old scale because those are from 2011. Those kits, they really deserve a 2.0 with all the new technology that Bandai has. I think they'd make lots of money by redoing those or doing the. I know they did some of them as the premium Bandai, and some of them they released, but they never really released all of the Gundams from like the different forms, and so it would be cool to get those in master grade form. So it doesn't even have to be reprints of with or remakes. It could be different versions that were in the show and manga. I don't really read the manga, so I don't understand those that are. I've seen pictures, but that's about it. Because there's like a death size form that looks pretty much like Wing Gundam, like that color scheme and everything. I'm like, how does that work? He was the stealth one. I love his scythe. I put together the Death Scythe Hell, which has the big wings on the back, and I did the Gundam Wing Zero custom Endless Waltz and Verka. So that was a decent kit. Little on the fragile side, but it's held together and everything. And I just got to do some decals on it. I don't know how many I'm going to do, but I'm going to do some decals. Ooh, going down good. Last one of those one. We got 2 more to go. And that's the magic of the razor. It just gets it to where you can barely see there was a nub there. Well, this one had the white stress marks. So I think there's always going to be that little bit. Yeah, there's always going to be that little bit there, but that isn't bad. Actually, maybe. I'll see. I do have a touch-up marker, like paint-wise, that I could use to touch up any white spots for the blue and red pieces. I don't have a green or a yellow, unfortunately. And I only have a panel liner marker for the black. I do have gray, but there isn't really much gray on here. Yeah, we're at an hour, and we got one more piece, and then we'll cut those out, and we'll be done. Come on. Ugh. I might have to rethink the schedule a little bit, but that's all right. There's 9. I think I'll stream 9:30 instead of 9. Gives people a little bit more chances to wake up and everything. I don't know. We'll think about it. Maybe I'll even stream fewer days. I don't know. I'll think about it. I gotta think about it and evaluate what exactly I want to do. Because most of the builder streamers do longer streams, but only like 3 days a week. I don't know. Like Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, or Monday, Thursday, Saturday. Or Monday will be a one a day, and it will be at like 6:30. Thursdays would be in the morning, like 9:30. And then Saturdays I could do two a day. That might work. I don't know. I gotta think about it. We'll see how this week goes. Anything's a possibility. And I'm just thinking to myself, since nothing's going on too much in chat. All right. Now we just got these to cut. I think I am just gonna cut them flesh. If I have to sand anything, I'll sand. That one's good. And if I need to touch up anything, I do have a gray panel line marker. So this one's got one nub that I have to sand down a little bit. I don't think this is really going to be a piece for like, oh, look how nice and precise everything is. It's more of, hey, it's Voltron, and they move on. But we'll see. Some don't even sand; they just cut and snap, and they're like, hey, it looks good to me. And that works for them. They only have a limited amount of time. Most of them are real grade people, where the sanding's like, it's a real grade. I paid 20 or 30 bucks for the kit. No big deal type thing. I even thought about just putting together the legs right now just to get rid of all those pieces in that corner. But we'll hold off. All right. All right. For some reason, my favorite color is blue. And so, like, during the show when I was a kid, I always favored the blue lion, which is kind of weird. Most people liked the black lion. But I personally rooted for the blue lion. These all separate. I thought this wasn't going to take so long. I thought we might have even been able to cut the yellow lines, but that is untrue. And I didn't have the space for it anyways. Clean all these nubs off afterwards without knocking pieces off. All right. Like that. Just double checking to make sure no one donated, so I didn't have to acknowledge. Because I like to not acknowledge and thank, maybe, for the most part anonymously unless they say otherwise. But I do like to thank those that do donate, and there's always like a special model dance when someone does donate. Like for this one, I'd make the various lions dance, at least 2 of them. In the past, I've had the legs dancing for the various models. I don't think I've ever had anyone donate when I didn't have legs or, well, now the lions to dance. It's always been, I've always had those available to me. But like I said, never feel obligated to donate. Everyone like bring it up. And there we go. We have prepared 2 lions for tonight, the green and the blue, which will give us enough, I think, for at least a 45-minute show. We might cut out the yellow lion because that won't take that much longer. And well, we have to sticker these as well, but still, it shouldn't take too long. And after that, we'll have the yellow lion to build, or to prep and build. So by Friday, we should have everything done. And then Saturday, we'll start the new project. So thank everyone who watched. Thank everyone that is on a replay crew and watches later on in the, in the coming, whether it be later today or, weeks, months, years from now, watch it. I greatly appreciate you watching. And until later tonight or the next time you view a video, love one another. Take time for yourself. Maybe go back to an old hobby you had or pick up a new one. Even maybe, Gundam models. Either way, hope you have a great rest of the day until I see you again. And take care. Bye.